the special effects were so good, and it was just so fun. So fun.
Oh yeah, thumbs up for sure.
The knife fights were some of the best choreographed hand-to-hand action.
There was a lot of like,
oh my god,
stuff.
I couldn't. I really don't know if it was all real.
So tonight we went and saw what must have been one of the first theatrical showings of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and I think as a consensus, it was amazing.
It was
but let's get
really
into
fantastic.
that.
Yeah, I said when we finished the movie, I have enjoyed all of the Marvel films in one way or the other, but a lot of them in between have just felt like kind of holdovers to the Avengers.
Yeah.
They don't feel like real movies. They feel like these kind of installments.
The first Captain America was a very long post-credit sequence.
Yes, that's what it felt like.
That you paid money to see.
This was the first Marvel film that I was like, this is a full movie. It's sequel. It moves everything along. It's a sequel, obviously. Yeah. But it's a full movie. I will watch it again. I will enjoy it on its own merits. It feels like it takes place in our world. I thought it was fantastic.
So I feel like this movie was basically Mission Impossible starring Captain America, which is still like an awesome movie. But also the Falcon, I think was the most charming person on screen. I think Anthony Mackie, you know.
You did squeal when he came on screen that first time.
Yeah.
No, he's the best.
Chris Evans is maturing definitely into the role of Captain America. Even a different haircut. I think he's had 3 different haircuts now for all the movies.
Yeah. Falcon is an amazing addition to the Marvel universe and or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the flight action scenes are incredibly done. There's a specific moment where Captain America is falling and he has to catch him, and I've never seen a kind of aerial stunt, because it's CGI, done so realistically.
Well, there was a great aerial stunt in the third Iron Man. You know.
Yes.
I just mean, it's kind of funny. We're talking about the individual moments from this, and in my opinion, this movie felt like a collection of the best moments from like 17 different genre movies. Like
true.
There's spy elements, and they're really well done spy elements.
Yeah.
And then there's this one big, huge comic book movie moment that like can't exist in the real world, but can totally exist in a Captain America movie, and it's amazingly well done.
They ground it more than any other Marvel film, but they also have this kind of sensationalist, very comic book feel. Everything's very heightened. I mean, it's Captain America, he's throwing his shield, it's bouncing off of people's faces, landing back in his hand, things like that. But it also has this... I hate to use this term because it's so overused, but it is a little darker than the other Marvel films, but it's also still a comic book fun movie.
I mean, it is not... when we say dark when it relates to comic book movies, all I think is sort of unnecessarily grim, and this was all plot-driven.
It is very violent for a Marvel film.
Yeah,
more so. There is a higher body count.
Yeah, the body count is out of control.
Where does this stack up in all of the Marvel movies for you?
Of all the Marvel movies, I still think Iron Man 3 was the best. I think this comes in the next. And the reason I still think Iron Man 3 is the best is because it had better humor. I think Robert Downey Jr. is a much more charming actor than Chris Evans. I think if anyone stole the show, it was Nick Fury. Just the way he is such a badass in those car chases.
And Maria Hill has a lot more to do in this movie too, which is really good. Kobe Smulders really takes over that role.
It's interesting to note that the women in this movie aren't damsels in distress. The same way like Lois Lane in Man of Steel is just like, oh, I need help, save me. In this movie, the women truly kick ass.
I do want to talk a little bit about the villains, because we were discussing how they're different in this movie than they are in a lot of Marvel movies.
I personally love all the Marvel movies. I've had a big ongoing problem with their villain slate. And frankly, I think dating from the first Iron Man movie, every Marvel movie, you know they're going to get rid of this guy at the end of the picture. And it kind of makes some throwaways. And more than that, they all go insane in the third act. I mean, go watch them, I guarantee. 100%, every Marvel movie, the villains go nuts in the third act. And in this movie, they have not one, but I think the case could be made like 3 or 4 really villainous characters who never betray what they're about. I mean, they are perfectly executed start to finish.
Yeah. So Captain America: The Winter Soldier, we obviously were all big fans of it. The reviews have been amazing.
David was a very big fan. I heard the noises he made in the theater.
So Phase 2 is turning out great for MCU. I mean, it's huge.
Unbelievable step up.
Iron Man 3 was great, Thor 2, and we have Guardians of the Galaxy later this year, which just looks beyond amazing. So comment below, let us know what you thought of Captain America the Winter Soldier and where it kind of lands in the Marvel pantheon. Until next time, I'm Ryan.
I'm Sam.
I'm David.
Thank you for watching.